We'd like to start by introducing Will Lucas. Will Lucas is from Ocean City, Maryland. Started surfing in 1964. Surfed all of his life, ending in 20th of August in 2018. Will Lucas passed away. But Will Lucas, what's going on? You're pointing. Richard Munson. How did we forget Munson? Munson! Sorry! Hey! Shit happens. It's on the script. He's not there. All right? So I'm telling you, we'll have to get back to it. Will Lucas, he decided with a collection of Super 8 videos, movies that he took, that he would make a series of videos, and he posted it on his website, Surf 64 Productions, and also his companion YouTube channel. And what his focus was, he did some interviews with the stars and did some videos, or actually at that point in time it was Super 8 movies of some of the surf stars, but his focus was on surf locations and the locals that frequented them who were nobodies and out of the way places. You know, everybody knows about Sebastian Inlet and all the famous places, Reef Road and Montauk and all that. Well, Will Lucas focused on something different. And that's a great historical record that he created. And so we're here to honor that. He felt that the message of his films was that they hit home with any surfer, young or old, and he called it the uncontrolled addiction to surfing. We're all addicted to surfing. So much better than drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Lucas.
Thank you. I better put my Dollar Tree glasses on, please. If Will Lucas was here in person tonight, he'd be so humble, honored, and just totally stoked. And I want to say thank you to Sam Gornto for nominating Will and all those that voted for him. Thank you, John Hughes, for driving Miss Daisy today. Ellis Hunt for being his good friend and coming and supporting him. Tommy and Cheryl Proctor of the Coastal Carolina Surf Club, South Carolina in the house. And so many people everywhere have called. They couldn't be here and supporting, and so happy for him. Will's interviews and work brought surfers together. Some surfers had not seen each other in about 50 years. Some bonded together great, but there were two clubs that I remember that had reservations about telling their stories because of fallouts they had with each other that happened over 50 years ago when they were young. And these two surf clubs were persuaded by Will to put their differences aside and tell their story, and they did. Afterwards, every man with these surf clubs called Will individually to thank him for bringing them together. It allowed them to bury the hatchet and not carry a grudge. Within a year of finishing these interviews, 3 of these surfers passed away. Will told me that he was most proud that his films brought these people together again, and it was very powerful. But it wasn't really his films. It was Will Lucas that brought them together. He brought people together from all over the world. And in the late 1990s to about 2002, there were a group of Japanese surfers that were like about 18 to 22 years old that found Will's films on the internet. They bought his movies and they watched YouTubes, and they would have like these surf get-togethers in their houses, and they just studied his film and watched how these East Coast surfers surfed. And they contacted Will by email. Well, he thought he was getting hacked and he deleted a lot. So after a while, we figured out it was in Japanese. And they got an interpreter in Japan, and then they would contact Will by phone. They had a lot of phone conversations. And they were just picking his brain about surfing, all these little questions. They wanted to know everything. It was new to them. They were just starting into surfing. And they told Will, our goal is to surf as good as those East Coast surfers. And look, hey, the Olympics this year, right? In Japan. So one day when Will got off the phone with these kids in Japan, he came in the house and he was laughing. He goes, "You'll never guess what they asked me." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Well, they wanted to know if there was any surf on the west coast of the United States." Because they couldn't find any West Coast history on the internet. Yeah, the East Coasters gotta love that, right? So he enlightened them. He told them about Hawaii and to start, researching that history and how it came over to the West Coast. And he was real tickled with that. So where am I? Oh yeah. So he loved communicating with these guys, and it went on for quite a while. And one day, it was like about 2001, he came in the house and he said, most people don't know my name. They don't even know what I'm doing with these surf films. But I got a following in Japan. I am the man in Japan. They're calling me, asking me about surfing. They thought that was really cool. So Will just loved helping surfers everywhere, and he helped people all over the world. So Will, if you're looking down tonight, and I know you wouldn't miss it, so you probably are, and I want to personally thank you for making me go on with the trip. I kind of fought it at first, thought this is your thing, and we had some great surf adventures. We surfed together for 25 years. We met in the ocean, and it was wonderful, that's all I can say. And he just loved getting everybody's stories, and it was, his love to preserve the history of surfing at the East Coast. So I just want to say, if you're listening, congratulations, Will, on your induction tonight, and your surf legacy will live on forever. Thank you. And I didn't cry.